So, hello beautiful people, welcome back to the third episode, and this is actually also a very important one because we're gonna cover the last three things you have to do in the Eternal Land, regardless of whomever you are facing there. It doesn't matter, yeah? So, first of all, we're gonna talk about the farming inside, so I have to make you aware of this. The second thing we're gonna have to talk about the tribal tech. And the third one, we have to talk about the individual points. Now, this is very, very important because it's all about to get as many EL tokens as possible in order to get these very juicy rewards. So that being said, let's jump in. So before we do that with the first of these three topics, of course, we have to thank a lot our members, special members of this YouTube channel, which have actually chosen to show even more gratitude by being a special members. So there they are, and thank you very much. And now let's roll with these three topics. So yeah, let's start with the easy topic. Now this has nothing to do with the matchmaking, but it will help you actually a lot simply because you are getting super buffs inside this event, and you actually gonna get a lot more actually farming per hour. You're gonna get a lot more resources, and you badly gonna need that. If you have a look here, this for example, I get 1.1 million. Now I don't bother to change my skills. You should do that. So this is very important simply because the research is gonna take a lot of your resources. You're gonna need a lot of them. And not to mention, if you're good on that, yeah, you still may have to do the suppress. So yes, you must pay attention and take advantage of this and actually farm as many resources as possible during this event. Now, the second important thing, it's about the tribal tech. Now, these are certain tools which you can apply inside the EL, but we said these videos, it's about regardless of you being able to fight your opponent, in other words. So there is one skill which actually gonna kind of bleed out into the normal map, and this is actually the capacity of your alliance. So as you are aware, we normally have 170, but if you go in that tech, if you do this, you're gonna go up to 220, and you're gonna be able to get these members inside the alliance right now. And when the EL is over, if you go out of the EL server, the capacity will remain till people will start to leave the alliance. So I must make you aware of this. Theoretically, you can hold on to this 220 alliance capacity, but as soon as people start to drop, it's gonna go back down to 170 members. When exactly does this start? So this is something to do with the research, so you need these items right here. This is actually gonna start together with the Lost Treasury. So the Lost Treasury is this here. So it's gonna start soon, and you can actually have 5 fees a day, and I think you can buy an extra one. So you can get these tokens and you can start to research the stuff. So, okay, that being said, let's jump into the most important topic of this video, which is of course the individual points. So you heard me at the first episode talking about people going nuts right now, which is kind of they doing it only from the research point of view, but at this point we want to have this. We want to be in top 100 and we want to have 10 of these engine tokens, yeah? So in order to do so, there is actually the special area, yeah? So once this opens, you can actually farm resources there inside, but of course, the higher the area, the better. So in other words, if you want to absolutely maximize the amount of individual points you get per killing Dark Legions or farming the titles, this is exactly the point when you're gonna start in 218 hours. That's exactly gonna start, and we see these two areas actually on the map. I'm gonna also mark them there on this map so you're gonna see exactly. So once that starts, this is the moment when you start to push the points. The second biggest amount of points you actually get is actually killing level 4 or level 5 dark mechs, yeah? But the biggest amount of points are actually found in this special resources area, which you can also see right here. So for you, this is the moment when you start running. Yeah, this is the moment when you start using your VIT. And of course, farming in this area is also very, very, very good in order to get points, the gathering speed in these areas will not matter. So you're just gonna do it like I've said to you in episodes before. Just put one unit, no heroes, and just put only to stay there as long as possible, because the actually gathering speed in these three areas doesn't really matter. You get the amount of points here in order to push your individual rank. So that being said, we have reached the end of episode number 3, and of course more and more of these episodes about the Top War and Eternal Land will gonna come, and I will see you guys in the next episode.